It can be hard for us to understand, and I know that some of you won't want to believe it, but some people, they're just not interested in cruises. They say mad things like, a cruise is just a cruise. Like saying a car's just a car and a 20-year-old Citroen and a brand new Ferrari are the same thing. It's only natural when you meet one of these people that you try to convert them. Next time you are faced with this, and you need to explain how one cruise line is different to another, maybe this will help. Cunard, well, that's Tom Cruise. Firstly, Tom Cruise, he is my favourite. I love Tom Cruise. Cunard, same. The first thing that pops into my brain when I hear the word cruise is QM2. Yes, I know, it's not a cruise ship. Very close second is Tom. QM2 is the last ocean liner on the planet. I think it's fair to say that Tom is the last of the real movie stars. Both iconic. A lot of people find Cunard a bit intense, intimidating, cultish even. And Tom, well, you know. I did consider making Cunard Hasselhoff because, well, both are big in Germany. P&O is Tom Hanks. Not the flashiest or the most stylish, but a dependable name that can be relied on to get the job done. And sure, it might not be the time of your life, but the worst that can happen is, it'll be okay. I could go further and say that, having peaked in the 90s, they both built up a big back catalogue with something for everyone. Arcadia, well, that's Tom Hanks in Apollo 13. Trusted on the longest journey, things can get a little bit tense, but in the end, you know you'll get home in one piece. Ventura, that's Tom in Castaway. A bit weathered and rough around the edges, and when my parents were on board, it did set on fire. Britannia, well, that's the terminal. You wait and wait and wait for something exciting to happen. It really seems like it's about to all the time, and then all of a sudden you get to the end and think, well, that was okay. A kind person would say that Iona is Hanks in Toy Story. A glossy change in direction that appeals to the whole family. My experience of Iona was a bit more like the opening scenes of Saving Private Ryan. Strutting around the place with continental confidence, and perhaps you don't see the appeal, but certainly stylish and distinctive. MSC is Vincent Cassel. European, striking appearance that is utterly unique, dangerous after dark. Both intense, both ignore the dress code, and both sneer at you for doing the same. Cassel has the kind of edge that makes you think, I wouldn't trust him at a dinner party. MSC puts you on edge, and you definitely don't trust them with your luggage. Vincent Cassel can speak 5 different languages, and that is almost enough to get the job doing announcements on MSC. The star of the show in Europe, with a few breakout hits around the rest of the world. Flashes of utter brilliance with edgy swagger, surrounded by some utterly bizarre choices. Celebrity Cruises is Natalie Portman. Another one of my favourites. Understated, elegant, refined, and ever so slightly smug. Celebrity might not have a Harvard degree, but they put a lot of thought into their itineraries, enrichment, ethical operation. When I think of Natalie Portman, which I admit I often do, I think about Black Swan. Beautiful to look at, polished marble and dramatic lighting and string quartets. Celebrity? Same. If you don't think Celebrity can do horror, then try talking to a seasoned cruiser about the Infinite Veranda. Natalie would also appreciate the gender equality commitment and the vegan-friendly dining. Royal Caribbean, well, that's The Rock. The biggest, loudest show on the high seas. When Dwayne is in town or Royal is in port, then everybody knows about it. These all-action stars are chaotically busy from sunrise to sunset, surfing, making movies, ziplining, wrestling, water slides, and relentless PR offensives. And they both sell tequila. These PG, family-friendly superstars will do whatever it takes to empty your pockets. What they offer isn't deep and meaningful, but it's a bit of fun, a temporary escape from real life. Princess, well, that's Emily Blunt. Possibly just because the first time I saw her she was dressed as Diana. Elegant, charming, traditional. Not posh exactly, but you wouldn't want to turn up scruffy. Princess is the cruise line that you'd like to introduce to your parents. Warm, composed, versatile. Neither of these princesses will let you down.
Fred Olsen doesn't have a lot of money. He doesn't have a lot of ships. What he does have is a very particular set of itineraries. Itineraries that are very enjoyable for people like you.
I think it's pretty obvious that there's only one man for this job. A bit older, a bit more grizzled than some of the competition, but still a capable pair of hands. Just as comfortable in a chunky cable knit with a whiskey by the fire, as brave in the elements against a bleak backdrop. Fred Olsen is the ship for sailors who don't want to give up on the dream of being a rugged explorer, but still need a comfy chair at the end of a long day chasing wolves or generic French baddies. Carnival is Jim Carrey. Specifically, 90s and noughties wild Jim Carrey. Depending on your point of view, either super fun for the young and young at heart, or pure rubbish for the childish. A whirlwind of chaos, neon, and nonsense. Both make a lot of noise, but do they really say anything worth hearing? Easy to dismiss as tacky rubbish for people who should grow up, but the money keeps rolling in. It seems like fun, but you do get the feeling that you wouldn't want to be there when the laughter stops. Virgin Voyages is another easy casting. Choose your furniture based on aesthetic. It doesn't matter if that sofa is less comfortable than a punch in the face, as long as it looks cool. VV is our DJ. Tech forward with edgy branding. Both are desperate for you to know that they are different, and they will not shut up about it. But really, it's all just smoke and mirrors. Look closer and what you've got is a conventional artist doing a solid job with a sprinkle of weaponized charisma. Leaving you wondering if it's too smug for its own good.
Ambassador is Ray Winstone.
Unpretentious, value for money. Ray doesn't go for Asian fusion cuisine or 9-course tasting menus. He wants a steak and ale pie, maybe a roast dinner. Both claim to be London-based, but they've made their home in Essex. Ray and Ambassador ships, they've been round the block. You can see the scars, you can hear the creaks if you want to. Take them for what they are, and you're in for a good old-fashioned treat. I wonder why both my Ray Winstone sounded Australian. I mean, there's no science behind any of this, so if you feel like you've got a better cruise line and movie star pairing, then tell me in the comments and I'll tell you why you're wrong. Cruise lines versus movie stars. Done. Another Cruise Tube, same time next week.